Good evening and welcome to the Coon Rapids City Council meeting for Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. If you could please rise and join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. No, we're not doing roll, are we? Because we don't have anybody to really call yet. No, Mr. Antis, can you get a microphone up here, please?
Mr. Antis is by himself.
Oh, he is.
It's a little snowy today. Ready?
I usually get to stand on this side.
I know, it is a different spot. All right, if you'd raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Yes.
I, Jerry Cook, do solemnly swear
I, Jerry Cook, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota
and discharge faithfully the duties
and discharge faithfully the duties
of the office of mayor for the city of Coon Rapids
of the office of mayor for the city of Coon Rapids
and the county of Anoka and state of Minnesota
and the county of Anoka and the state of Minnesota
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'll need your-
Let's put up there, guys.
Thank you. Want her to stand by you? Absolutely. Okay. All right, if you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Sean Novak, do solemnly swear
I, Sean Novak, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and discharge faithfully
and discharge faithfully
the duties of the office of City Council Member
the duties of the office of City Council Member
for the city of Coon Rapids
for the city of Coon Rapids
in the county of Anoka
and the county of Anoka
in the state of Minnesota
and the state of Minnesota
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard. All right, I need your autograph on that, if you would.
Gotcha.
Are you ready? You're spot on, though. All right, if you'd raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Brian Armstrong, do solemnly swear
I, Brian Armstrong, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and discharge faithfully
and discharge faithfully
the duties of the office of City Council Member
the office of the City Council Member
for the city of Coon
for
Rapids
the City of Coon Rapids,
in the county of Anoka
for the County of Anoka,
in the state of Minnesota
and the State of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Back to you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we're back to a full complement of 7 up here again. Nice. Wait for Councilmember Armstrong to get back in his chair. Oh, I don't think we need that one. Just make sure it's off. Unless you're going to do a little karaoke or something out there. All right. Would you like to call the roll?
I would. Sorry.
That's all right.
Councilmember Kraskowiak.
Here.
Councilmember Ray Rauer.
Here.
Councilmember Novak.
Here.
Councilmember Geisler.
Here.
Councilmember Armstrong.
Here.
Councilmember Carlson.
Here.
Mayor Cook.
Here. Thank you. Next is the adopt this evening's agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Geisler?
I would move to adopt the agenda with one minor addition, or maybe not a minor addition, with one addition.
Ouch!
That we're going to add comments from Sheriff Wise as their first item on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Geisler and a second by Griskoviak with one adjustment to the agenda. One major.
Major
adjustment.
doesn't. Yeah.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And the agenda is adopted, and I would love to turn the ambo over to the Sheriff Wise. Not Sheriff Ambo, Sheriff Wise. Welcome back.
Yes.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Actually, just earlier today, I was sworn in as the Anoka County Sheriff, and for my first official act, I definitely wanted to come back and address the city council so thank you for letting me do so. First, a couple of things. What's really interesting for me, I was happy to see the swearing in of the new council members because I go way back with both of them. Sean Novak and I go back to Safety Commission, probably the late, 15 years ago would be my guess. And Brian Armstrong, we go back farther than that. I don't even know how many years ago we first came to know each other. But I wanted to congratulate you too, and then also congratulate you, Mayor, on another term. As a part of it, obviously Coon Rapids is my hometown, my home base, a big part of why I'm standing here. I'm honored and proud to be the next sheriff of Anoka County to serve, and I'm really looking forward to working with Chief Stanky. John and I, well, actually I've known him longer than probably Brian Armstrong. So John and I, if you didn't know this, we go all the way back to skills. We went to school together before we were cops, so we have a long history together. So needless to say, I'm looking forward to continuing building on that partnership. I'm really excited to be back on the law enforcement team. Anoka County Sheriff's Office, I think, has a lot to offer for the city of Coon Rapids in support of what Chief Stanky is working on for a vision for the city, and I'm honored and proud to be a part of all of this. So thank you so much for letting me come back and address you, and fine work to all of the rest of you on the council too. Thank you for everything you did for me. I bled CRPD blue for 27 years. So it's humbling to come back and remember that and be in this building, but thank you very much.
And we have other representation there too with our new deputy chief, correct?
Yes, the new chief deputy for the Anoka County Sheriff's Office is Paul Ireland, who was the deputy chief. The words are backwards, the sheriff's office. He was deputy chief here, he's
Okay.
chief deputy there.
Oh,
It's a law enforcement thing, but yes, he came out of retirement and agreed to help me work up there. It's really essential to have somebody that I know and trust. He can help me sift through some of the complexities, so it's really comforting to have his presence. That said, I know there's a great team up there, and I'm looking forward to getting to know them better. But when you stroll into an office of 300 people and you really can name a half a dozen on site, it's a challenge for sure. So I'm looking forward to getting to know them and proceeding accordingly. But anyway, best wishes to all of you for 2023 here and running the city of Coon Rapids.
anybody have any questions for the chief before he leaves?
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember
I
Geisler?
would just want to congratulate you on your election and swearing in today, and at least from my perspective, and I probably could speak for the council, that, I think we're all very excited to have you in this position and look forward to all the great things that you're going to do for Anoka County.
Well, thanks very much for saying so.
Yeah, it was an honor to be at the swearing in today.
Thanks for saying it.
There was a good turnout. Councilmember Carlson?
You were a great chief, and you're going to be a great sheriff. I'm very excited.
All right, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, congratulations to all of you and look forward to working with you all. Thanks.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you.
All right, Sheriff.
All right, we're looking to approve the minutes of the December 20th, 2022 council meeting.
I'll move approval of the minutes.
Okay.
Second?
Motion by Rayrauer and a second by Carlson. Let me just make sure. There was just,
I was there, wasn't I?
pardon?
I was there.
Everybody was there. There was one typo in here, and it was Councilmember Hernandez Jr. noted his agreement with, and it says Councilmember Geisler, and it actually was Councilmember Griskoviak. Yeah, at the beginning, so,
That correction.
on page, whatever page that was.
Mr. Mayor,
Okay, Councilmember Rayrauer?
I would like to amend my motion to approve the minutes with the change requested by the mayor.
I'll second that amendment.
Oh, wow, okay. Normally we just go with the correction, but, all right. Very good. So we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as amended. Is there any other discussion or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And those minutes are approved. And next we have the special city council meeting for November 15th,
Mr.
2000. Councilmember Geisler?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the special council meeting for November 15th, 2022 to canvass the election.
Second?
Motion by Geisler and a second by Carlson. And is there any discussion or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries.
Abstention by Ray Rower.
Yeah, we're not worried about that for the new year and the new council, because otherwise there'd be years we wouldn't be able to approve minutes from previous year.
Okay.
All right. Okay, item 4, and we don't have any consent agenda tonight. Everything takes an action. So our item 4 is to designate a council secretary. Ms. Lensmeyer, do you want me to read your little notes here, or do you want to read it? Or do
Mr.
it?
Mayor, I can give you a brief.
There you
So
go.
since 1994, the council has worked with Time Saver Offsite Secretarial for recording and preparation of the meeting minutes. We propose that we continue into 2023. As noted, it's a slight increase of 3.5%, but it can be accommodated in the approved budget, and staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? Okay,
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Geisler?
I'll move adoption of Resolution 23-1 designating Time Saver Off-Site Secretarial Incorporated as Council Secretary for 2023 and approve the addendum to Recording Secretary Service Agreement.
Second?
Motion by Geisler and a second by Ray Rower. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? And that motion carries. Item 5 is the council rules of procedure, setting forth the order of business for regular meetings along with certain definitions and explanations. And then, as a reminder for council, the city manager is authorized to prepare a list of consent agenda items, but the mayor or any council member may request that a particular consent agenda item be removed from the consent list and placed on the regular agenda. This action should be taken at the time the agenda is formally adopted, and the item will then be placed for consideration immediately after adoption of the remaining consent agenda items. As always, should the council have any questions regarding items posted on the final agenda, contact staff, and they will provide additional information before or during the council meeting. Was there anything you wanted to add to that, Ms. Lensmeyer?
No, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
All right. Anybody have any questions on that?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Carlson?
make a motion that we adopt Resolution 23-2, establishing council rules of procedure, and council adopts the addendum to Resolution 23-2, definitions and explanations of city council order of business.
Second.
Motion by Carlson and a second by Novak. I have to learn new names now. I have to get used to this. All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 6 is the designation of the official newspaper. The Anoka County Union Herald has submitted a proposal to serve as the city's legal newspaper for 2023. Their publication rates will remain the same as in 2022 at a rate of $10.75 per column inch. The Herald meets all requirements for serving as the legal newspaper, and I noticed that the county board picked them up today again too, so it's some consistency there. All right.
Your Honor,
Councilmember Rehrauer?
I make a motion to adopt Resolution 23-3 designating the Anoka County Union Herald as the official newspaper for 2023.
Second.
Motion by Rehrauer and a second by Geisler. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 7 is to consider board and commission appointments. These are our annual appointments of members to the city's boards and commissions. Accept commission work plans as submitted or modified, and adopt resolution establishing rules for the operation of commissions, boards, and committees. Ms. Lensmeyer, do you want me to read these as part of the agenda? Yeah.
That would be great. Or I can.
All three.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, so we'll start with the Arts Commission. There are currently 8 vacancies. If anyone is interested in serving, please contact City Hall Clerk's Office and we'll get you an application. Donna Carson is seeking reappointment. William Reichenborn is seeking reappointment. Amy, how do you say? Sorry. Seeking reappointment, and we're asking council to appoint the chair as Mary Ann Keene. The Board of Adjustment and Appeals has 1 vacancy. Terry Spano-Madden is seeking reappointment. Trish Thorup was not seeking reappointment. So that leaves the 1 vacancy, and we'd like the council to appoint the chair as Erin Von der Linde. The Charter Commission, there's nothing to do here. It's just informational that appointments occur in March and are done by the court. The Fire Civil Service Commission, we have a slight error in the memo there. I'll point out there was going to be 1 vacancy at the last minute. We received an update, and Ms. LaCourcier would like to seek reappointment, so we ask the council to appoint her and appoint the chair as Tracy Wigan as per statute. The commissioner in the 3rd year of their term serves as chair. The Historical Commission, we have Jackie Dingley seeking reappointment and the chair Scott Sleeper. There are 3 vacancies on the Historical Commission if anyone is interested in serving on that. The Park and Rec Commission, Neil Livermore is seeking reappointment and asking to be appointed as chair. Ryan McAlpin is also seeking reappointment. There are a couple of vacancies on that committee if you are interested in that or that commission. The Planning Commission, Ray Knobloch is seeking reappointment, and we're asking the council to appoint chair Wayne Schwartz. And then finally, the Sustainability Commission, Stacy Demmer is not seeking reappointment. Her term ended at the end of the year, as is Ian Undo. He is not seeking reappointment, and we're asking that the council appoint the chair as Chris Backus. If you have any questions, I will attempt to answer those.
And we just appointed somebody new to the Sustainability Commission at like the last meeting or something, right?
Mr. Mayor, that's correct.
But even with that, with these 2 not seeking reappointment, we've got 3 vacancies.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. And this would be a good time to remind folks again that the city clerk's office, if you go to this Coon Rapids City website, you can fill out an application on there and you can rank your choice for wherever you would like to help out. Because we run on these commissions. We depend on them.
Truly we do.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Councilmember Rayrauer?
I make a motion to adopt Resolution 23-4, approving annual appointments to the Arts Commission. Adopt Resolution 23-5, approving annual appointments to the Board of Adjustment and Appeals. Adopt Resolution 23-6, approving annual appointments to the Fire Civil Service Commission. Adopt Resolution 23-7, approving annual appointments to the Historical Commission. Adopt Resolution 23-8, approving annual appointments to the Parks Commission. Adopt Resolution 23-9, approving annual appointments to the Sustainability Commission. Adopt Resolution 23-10, approving annual appointments to the Planning Commission. And can this be included? In the motion is to approve work plans as presented or modified. And adopt Resolution 23-13, a resolution establishing rules for the operation of commissions, boards, and committees.
Second?
A motion by Rayrauer and a second by Carlson. For discussion,
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Geisler?
So I will, again, this year be voting for this because everything is lumped together, even though there is 1 commission where our staff had recommended not reappointing a member. And I'm disappointed that as a council that we have not listened to our staff. But I am happy that we have our resolution adopting our rules for operations and commissions, that we can work with these commission members and make sure that they're meeting the ideals of the city.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. We're on to item 8, which is council appointments. Each year, council makes appointments to certain organizations, and we're looking to make the 2023 appointments at this time.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Geisler?
I would like to recommend approval or adoption of Resolution 23-14, appointing the Chief of Police and Mayor Jerry Cook as voting members of the Joint Law Enforcement Council with alternates Councilmember Geisler and Councilmember Carlson. And a motion to adopt Resolution 23-15, appointing a delegate and alternate to the Anoka-Hennepin District 11 Community Ed Advisory Council, with the appointments being Councilmember Carlson with the alternate Councilmember Novak. Adopt Resolution 23-16, appointing a representative and alternate to the Local Government Information Systems, that's LOGIS. We are looking to appoint City Manager Matt Stemwaddle and our IT Director Dave Sack as the alternate to that commission or committee. Move to adopt Resolution 23-17, appointing representatives to the Minnesota Metro-North Tourism Twin City Gateway, with the appointment being Mayor Cook as appointment number 1, City Manager Matt Stemwaddle as appointment number 2. Adopt Resolution 23-18, appointing representatives to the Super Rink Joint Board. Those appointments would be City Manager Matt Stemwaddle and our Ice Arena Manager Bill Ganser as the alternate. Move to adopt Resolution 23-19, appointing a representative to the Anoka County Fire Protection Council. This has, the first appointment would be to be Councilmember Griskoviak, with alternates Councilmember Armstrong and Councilmember Rayrauer. Move to adopt Resolution 23-20, appointing 3 members to the Coon Rapids Fire Relief Association, with the appointments being Chief Piper, second appointment our Finance Director, Ms. Ashley Hansen, and the third appointment, Councilmember Novak. Move to adopt Resolution 23-21, appointing 2 representatives to the North Metro Mayors Association. And per our bylaws, that would be City Manager Matt Stemwaddle and Mayor Cook. Adopt a Resolution 23-22, appointing representatives to the Youth First Community of Promise. The first appointment would be Councilmember Rayrauer. Second appointment is our Parks or our Recreation Supervisor, Ryan Gunderson, and then an alternate, Councilmember Armstrong. And then adopt Resolution 23-23, appointing representatives to Community Strength Foundation, with the appointment of Councilmember Carlson and Councilmember Geisler as the alternate.
Okay. We have a motion.
Second.
Motion by Geisler and a second by Griskoviak. Mr. Stemwaddle, I just wanted to clarify 2 things. Logis is IT Manager Sack, is he an alternate then, or is he?
He's an alternate. correct,
Okay.
Mayor.
And then the same with the Super Inc., Bill Ganser is an alternate?
Bill Ganser would be an alternate.
Okay, I didn't have that on that list like that, so I was just
Okay.
making sure,
Yep.
okay. All right, do we have discussion on this? I should say, do we have further discussion? We already workshopped this tonight. Hearing no discussion, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. And we have nothing on the consent agenda, and we're up to new business. Item 9 is to consider Resolution 23-11, designating the official depositories and investment collateral management procedures. Ms. Hanson is here. Do you want to hit the highlights of this?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Each year, the council should designate a depository for city funds in line with Chapter 118A of the Minnesota statutes. As such, you are being asked tonight to designate U.S. Bank as the official depository for city funds and authorizing the finance director to designate additional depositories for investment purposes, approving wire transfer agreements with those depositories, and managing any pledged collateral as prescribed by state statute.
All right. Anybody have any questions on that?
Your Honor.
Councilmember Rayrauer?
I make a motion to adopt Resolution 23-11, designating depositories and investment Collateral management procedures.
Second.
Motion by Rayrauer and a second by Geisler. Is there any discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 10 is to consider the 2023 workers' compensation coverage. Ms. Hanson, did you want to do that one again, too?
Yep.
All right.
Gladly, thank you, Mr. Mayor. City Council, before you this evening is the renewal for workers' compensation insurance for 2023. The renewal reflects a 19% increase in the net deposit premium for the city. This was anticipated and is the amount aligns with what we included in our 2023 budget. The increase is largely related to an increase in post-traumatic stress disorders across the trust, and then we also had a slight increase in our city modification factor to a 0.85 from a 0.79. We have a couple different options for payment, so we can choose to just pay the standard 1.252 million, or we can choose one of 3 retro-rated plans where we pay the net deposit premium, and then the year basically remains open for a while, and depending on the claims, we could pay as little as for option 1B, as little as $500,928 or as much as 1.85. We are recommending option 1 for 2023 based on just our experience with this plan and feel that the risk is minimal versus the reward.
Okay.
Your
And that's what we've done every year, and that's
Yep.
come out the best, or at least for the last 3 years that you tracked here anyway, but I think it's always has.
Correct.
Councilmember Rayrauer, sorry.
It's okay. I make a motion to approve option 1 of the retro-rated plans with the League of Minnesota Cities Insurance Trust.
Second?
Motion by Rayrauer and a second by Carlson. Is there discussion?
Your Honor,
Councilmember Novak?
question, this is a approval for the entire year. Is there any way to change this once the year started? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 11 is to consider the 2022-2023 insurance renewals and Resolution 23-12, establishing limited cleanup and property damage protection for sewer backups. Ms. Hanson, you get the trifecta here.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you. So for consideration would be the 2022 to 2023 renewal for property and liability insurance. We partner with a North Risk Partners as our insurance agent, but the insurance is purchased through the League of Minnesota Cities. The renewal before you factors a 12.3% increase over last year's premium, totaling $435,109. This is made up of a number of different things. The league had a 5% rate increase for property, automotive, and then we had some, our automotive, auto experience mod increased 9.52%. We added some property that, when we did an audit, found that there was 2 parks that weren't included. And then we had liability premium, our experience modification actually decreased, but overall, we're seeing a slight increase in this. So before you were asking for approval to purchase the insurance renewal, maintain the statutory legal limits of $1.5 million per occurrence, and then also authorizing the purchase of no-fault sewer backup coverage. The city has had this for a number of years and has really been a benefit to residents. It allows homeowners, it will cover up to $10,000 per sewer backup claim, no matter who is at fault. So for 2022, we actually had 20 claims, 17 of which were related to a water main break in January. So that was a benefit to those residents. So that's what we're asking this evening, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Questions, council?
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Novak?
I did have one question. I've noticed that there's been a lot of sewer replacement over the last several years. Are we looking at possibly having fewer of these incidents because of that, or does this already take that into account?
Yes, the sewer replacement in our long-term plan definitely will help decrease the number of water main breaks or water main replacement. I mean, this particular incident, I think, was in an old part of town. Was it North Thompson Heights, I think?
North Thompson Heights,
Yeah.
yep, large Sand Creek
Yeah.
Drive, 119th there.
Watershed too.
Mayor and Council, I was just going to mention, I mean, the sewer lining program and certainly sewer replacement obviously is designed to this. And there's still pockets of the city that we do run into issues with, and some even that, perhaps were reconstructed in more recent history that become problems, and we have to figure out creative ways to deal with them. But that being said, and knock on wood, this incident in 2022 was a bit abnormal in terms of the size and the impact that it had. We'd certainly have these issues every year. This was a bit of an anomaly given the number of homes that impacted all at once.
Mr. Mayor?
The sewer breaks themselves, those aren't the problem.
No.
It's the water main break that then gets into the sewer, that then forces it back up into the house, or in one case, we bought a house
Yeah.
from a water main break.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Councilmember
Yeah,
Geisler?
Yeah, fine. To me, it's just kind of a reiteration, maybe for our new council members and for those of you watching at home. If you have a sewer backup and there is a line from your house before it gets to the city, anything that happens in that space is your responsibility. And you need to have your own sewer backup insurance if that happens. And what this protects is kind of a no fault if something happens and it really isn't the city's fault. This insurance will cover that homeowner up to that $10,000. And so we as a council in the past have chosen to buy this insurance because we want to protect our residents. And I understand that $10,000 may not be enough for if somebody's whole basement floods, but it is our way when it is not a city responsibility that our residents can get covered. And did I?
One clarification,
Yep.
though, is even if it is our responsibility, we still only pay up to the $10,000.
Right.
So they need to have that sewer backup, because even if it's a municipal problem, it's their own insurance that's going to pay for their basement.
Right.
Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
And so if you have a really nice
A
basement.
little bit that there may be, if the city is negligent, we may have some additional responsibilities. But I think what we're trying to get at is there'll be a $10,000 no fault. I think the council's encouraged over the years for folks, because I think it's something that's overlooked, to make sure they have their own coverage as well. That's really where the protection lies. This is kind of a last resort, or at least a $10,000 start. But we would encourage residents to secure their own sewer backup insurance.
And Mr. Mayor, if I could
absolutely.
add to
Councilor
that, my experience in looking at it's not part of your general homeowner's policy. It is special insurance that's not part of your general homeowner's policy. So you might want to take a look at if you have that coverage or not, and if that's something that would make sense for you in your home.
Yep. Yeah, if you have an unfinished basement and nothing down there, you're not storing anything, yeah, probably okay, but.
Right.
Yeah. I have a good friend that was one of those houses impacted on Larch, and he says, yeah, I've got some brown water coming up. I went, yeah, you don't want to know what that is. That's not water. That's not dirty water. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So have we done a motion?
we have not.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember
I'll
Geisler?
make a motion to authorize purchasing insurance renewal through the League of Minnesota Cities Insurance Trust, maintaining statutory legal limits of a $1.5 million per occurrence, and authorize Resolution 23-12, purchasing sewer backup liability insurance.
Second.
Motion by Geisler, a second by Novak. Is there further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. And we are up to open mic. Anybody here for open mic this evening? Just here for all the fun? All right, like it. I don't have any reports on previous open mics, and we are to other business.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Geisler?
I'll just say, thank you for the snow plowing that happened already today on our city streets, and know that there's round 2 coming, and that our city plows will be out in force starting at 2 a.m. And this is where they do all of the city streets curb to curb. And so remember, there is no parking on city streets, between November and April, to make sure that the plows can plow everything out. Also, please make sure if tomorrow is garbage day for you, that your garbage cans are not in the street, because they would get plowed over. And so make sure that they're back into your driveway to help out the city plows as they go out and do their job tonight, or tomorrow morning.
Very good. All right, I would like to offer a few congratulations today. The new chairman of the Anoka County Board of Commissioners is Chairman Matt Look, and the vice chair is Jeff Reinert. And I would like to congratulate our former Councilmember Brad Johnson. He was sworn in first thing this morning as our new county attorney. And then, of course, we already heard from our sheriff, former police chief, sworn in as Anoka County Sheriff today. And congratulations to Sheriff Stewart, as he has a couple months off before he takes over the Minnesota Sheriff's Association. He looked like he was going to enjoy his few months off. Yeah, so it's a good day.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Carlson?
I wanted to just spend a little time talking about a resident who passed away last month. Jerry Nelson passed away on December 16th. He was with the Coon Rapids Police Department from 1960 till 1991. He was a chief from 1970 till 1991. I first heard about Jerry when I was hanging out in his neighborhood. He and Arlene lived on Magnolia Street, button up to Moore Park. Many years. And I was hanging out with some kids on Magnolia Street, and when they let me know the chief lived on the block, I'm thinking 70s, so I probably said something like, "Wow, man, that's a bummer." But I came to learn that Jerry Nelson was a neighbor first and a police chief second. Then I met him randomly. My wife and I met Jerry and Arlene randomly in 1985. It's actually a funny random story, but I won't go into it because we don't have all night. Well, we became friends over the years. He became my boss in 1986. He was my chief for 5 years. And the city of Coon Rapids has had some wonderful chiefs. I worked under 5. Technically, Chief Stanky, I guess I worked under you too, because you were my sergeant when I retired. We've had wonderful chiefs, great chiefs. They all brought their own take to the job. Jerry Nelson was the gold standard, absolute gold standard for chiefs. And after Jerry served as a police chief, he became a council member. I had no interest in politics at that particular moment. I never even paid attention, but I knew darn well that whatever Jerry did was in the best interests of the city. So we lost a fine resident. His wife Arlene passed away last year. We lost a fine resident. The Coon Rapids Police Department was better because of Jerry Nelson, and the city of Coon Rapids was better because Jerry and Arlene Nelson lived here. And they will be missed.
Learned an interesting tidbit today from former police chief Steve Ahrens. When he was hired on as a rookie, he bought a house on Magnolia Street. Didn't realize he moved in across the street from the police chief. He goes, I don't know if I would have done that.
Mr. Mayor?
But the funeral is tomorrow, correct?
Funeral is tomorrow, yes.
At what time do we know?
10:30.
10:30 at Epiphany?
Visitation at 9:30, funeral at 10:30.
Visitation at 9:30, funeral at 10:30 at Epiphany. Okay, I'm sorry, Councilmember Armstrong?
I had the opportunity of being the paper boy for both of them across the street from each other. And one of my fondest memories of Chief Nelson was I walked up, I think it was the second time in the old days when you had the little collection book.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, "You think you deserve a tip, kid?" No, sir. Good guy, though.
Yep, excellent guy. All right, other business.
Let's look at our,
We have a concerts series starting, Jane, our coffee and
Yes.
dessert series.
Winter concert starts January 12th with Mia Dore,
Mia Dord, January 12th.
January 12th.
Yeah, and then I'm going to throw it out there again right now. February 9th is Dick Zaplinski, my accordion teacher. So that was the last one Mom and I saw as we were shutting down for COVID.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember
And I'll
Geisler?
maybe ask Chief Stanky, because coming up is the Community Police Academy. It's a free 6-week program that runs Tuesdays from 6 to 9. Are you full, or are you still accepting people to register?
Councilmember Geisler, actually, last I looked, we still had 9 openings, so we encourage people to apply. We would love to fill the class up.
That would be great.
I was speaking with somebody last evening about it, and they said, oh, I have to work the first night. I said, well, sign up for the rest then. So, but is that okay if they know they're gonna miss one, does that still be okay?
Absolutely, Mr. Mayor.
I'm gonna go back and work on it a little more. All right. Any other business to come before council?
Oh, Mr. Mayor, there's one other thing. Monday, the 9th, we have, the Coon Rapids Fire Department is doing a blood drive. So that's Monday, January 9th, from 1 to 6 p.m. at the Coon Rapids Civic Center. And you can call 1-800-RED Cross to make an appointment. And I know, the need for blood is great in our community, and for those of you who can give, that is a wonderful gift.
Very good. All right. Any other business to come before council this evening?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Carlson, second by Geisler to adjourn, and then, unlike the last meeting, maybe we'll vote on it. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.